Hello and welcome back to the Wizards Arena. My name is Draymore, and today we're doing episode 2 of Tech Your Deck, season 2. This will be blue. This past Wednesday we had to miss an episode. I'll make it up on one weekend coming up here soon. I'll let you know when that will be. It will probably be next weekend or the weekend after that. But I'll let you know then as we get closer. So, without much further ado, here we go. Number 1, Reality Spasm. 2 blue and X, instant, from Rise of Eldrazi. Choose 1, tap X target permanents or untap X target permanents. I love this card. I ran it in my artifact deck for a while, my blue-red one. It's great for untapping your artifacts. Dramatic Reversal does a pretty good job too, but this gives you 2 ways to do it. It sets you back a full quarter, and it's in 0% of decks. I love this budget card. Next up, we have Dominate. I love this card again. I'm running my Wizards deck. For an X, a colorless, and 2 blue, it's an instant. It's a kind of expensive mind control. You gain control of target creature with CMC X or less. So if you want to gain control like Baneslayer or Angel, it's going to cost you 8 mana, but you can do it at the end of their turn. And then they can't disenchant the mind control effect. They have to kill the creature or die to it. So taking people's commanders with this card is sweet. It's going to set you back a quarter again, and only 0% of decks run it. So I love this card. Next up, we have one of my favorite counter spells currently out there, Dissolve. 2 blue and a colorless. Again, for a quarter. Really breaking the bank here. 3% of the decks run it. For 2 blue and a colorless, instant. Counter a spell, Scry run. Scrying I like a lot. Especially in Spellslinger decks or copy decks where you want to copy effects off the top of your deck. Or draw cards that you want to copy. So you put junk like land on the bottom. Sold. Sign me up. Next up, we have Dismiss. Okay. For 2 and 2 blue, an instant counter target spell, draw a card. So for 2 mana, you're countering a spell, and for 2 mana, you're drawing a card. Pretty reasonable overall. 15 cents. It's in 1% of decks. Just so you know, we're not going to have too many more counter spells. In fact, if I remember right, we have one. The last counter spell, and we're done. Because we can make a whole video of budget counter spells. Rewind. 2 colors, 2 blue. Instant. Counter target spell, untap 4 lands. All these effects that make your spells free in the end by untapping the lands you use to cast them are just dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Treachery, Time Spiral, I could go on. They just should have not made them a full for full. Like in this case, 4 for 4 should have been like 4 for 2. But they did it. Cost a quarter and 6% of decks. This is our highest percentage of today's cards. Moving on to our next card. Exhaustion. Oh, I love this card. This card is amazing. 2 blue, 2 and a blue. Sorcery. At the beginning of your opponent's next turn, he or she skips untapping creatures and lands. Okay. The reason why this is good in multiplayer is the arch enemy can't untap their lands or attack people. You do nothing. In Singleton, this is great because it's like a time walk virtually. But for 15 cents, it's only in 0% of the decks, which is just mind boggling. But there's always somebody that's leading the table, leading you. You just lock them out for a turn. It is worth it. Next up, we have Distant Melody. This one's a little more limited than some of our other cards you've seen on this list because it has to go in a tribal deck. At 3 and a blue, Sorcery. Choose a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent of you control of that type. I thought this was worth mentioning because Calodyne, which just dropped on Arena today, is all about tribal. So, shortly in a week, you'll be able to, at the time of airing this video, go and get some Calodyne to play physical paper Magic via Skype probably or Spell Table. But it's all about dwarfs, berserkers, angels, giants. So this card's probably going to see a little more usage. It's 37 cents, and it's only in 2% of decks. Next up, we have an enchantment. Energy Flux, 20 cents. It's in 0% of decks. 2 and a blue. During each player's upkeep, destroy all artifacts unless they pay 2 for each artifact they want to keep. So basically, it gives an artifact an upkeep of 2. This is really good, and also this is situational too. If there's a lot of artifacts being run in your area, and you just can't compete with that level. Also, you know, you just might not have the same quality of artifacts as some people. And some people will just maybe just hate you running this card because they rely so heavily on their mana rocks. I thought this would be played a little more than it is because of CEDH decks, but it's not. They're all about tutoring and comboing out, not really about ramping out big things. So that's why it's at 0%. Next up, we have this sweet card. I used to run this in my Spellslinger deck. It was fun. So, for 2 and a blue, you get an enchantment from Eyes of the Watcher. Whenever you play an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 1 extra. If you do, Scry 2. Yes please. That's amazing. About a quarter, 0% of decks run it. You know, so if you're like doing an artifact deck and you want to make sure you keep drawing your artifacts, you know, stuff like that, this card's really good. And finally, we get to Narc. This is the most expensive uncommon and the highest usage. But she is so good. Let's break it down. No, we probably don't actually have to break it down. 2 blue and a colorless. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2, look at the top 4 cards. You feel a non-creature, non-land card and put in the hand. Put the rest on bottom in random order. 5 loyalty, so you can do it twice. She is really strong. Stop drawing with your crazy high draw spells. No casting Stroke of Genius or Brain Guys or any of that silliness. Calm down. And also in a Spellslinger deck, being able to dig through cards to find cards to sling. She's great with that. I like her a lot. And she clocks in at our most expensive price today of 84 cents. Oh, baby. But she's really good. She was so good that they had to restrict her in Vintage. It was just too oppressive. Well, My name's been Dramer with the Wizards Arena. And this brings us to the end of Season 2, Episode 2 of Tech Your Deck for Blue. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. I'll see you guys in our next video, which will be Episode 3, and that will be Black. And I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you in our next video.